Hello all, today I have come with a very short video on skill of introduction. Introduction is a very important part of any teaching learning endeavor. In fact, how well a lesson progresses depends a lot on how well a teacher introduces the lesson. So let us see what skill of introduction is. Skill of introduction is also known as skill of set induction. And let us see the purpose of the skill. There are three major things under purpose of skill. Number one, to draw attention and interest of the students. Number two, to induce readiness to learn in the students. And finally, to bring the knowledge already acquired by the students to conscious level. So as teachers, we must realize that children are into numerous things. Learners are busy in number of things. So if we want them to listen to us, to pay attention to our class, it is very important that we create in them a readiness to learn. We induce them to learn. And this is where skill of introduction comes into play. Skill of introduction has several components. Let us see these components. Using previous knowledge, using appropriate device. Now, device may be of different kinds like questioning, use of examples, storytelling, audio-visual aids, experimentation or demonstration, lecturing or describing, role-playing or dramatization. So these are those components that constitute desirable behavior while introducing a lesson. Besides these, we have lack in continuity and irrelevant questions or statements. These constitute undesirable behavior while introducing the skill. So a teacher has to be careful of these components. He or she has to try to do as much desirable acts as possible and do away with the undesirable acts. So there shouldn't be lack in continuity while introducing. Also, a teacher shouldn't ask irrelevant questions or make irrelevant statements. This is very simple to understand that if a teacher does that, he or she will be simply wasting his or her time without any fruitful result. Now, during practice of micro-teaching skills, when we practice skill of introduction, this is how the learners should go about. While writing it in their micro-teaching notebooks, they should follow this format. Rather, they can follow this format where they must write their name, roll number, subject, class, topic, date, supervisor, time, and if possible, one specific objective or maybe one or two specific objectives, and then as a teacher the activities that he or she would do and what would be the corresponding student activities. How will the students be involved in the activity that the teacher creates? And while doing all this, the student teachers must remember that introduction cannot be given 10 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes, maybe 6 minutes, not more than that, because the duration of the entire class is a very short one. And based on introduction, the student teacher should make the statement of aim, that is, tell the topic which he or she is going to teach in that particular class. This is the rating scale that can be used during skill of introduction, teaching phase. So these are the various components, and this is a rating scale, so there are various scale levels where when a student teacher presents his or her lesson, the peers as well as the supervisor can mark them. And then some comments and then signature of the supervisor with date. Then the student teacher goes to improve his or her lesson, and when he or she comes for reteaching, again the same format is there. So the revised teacher activities and the revised corresponding student activities can be written here. Finally, the rating scale, and this cycle goes on and on and on till skill of introduction is attained.